Welcome back to Literary Lenses, folks! Today, we're diving headfirst into a classic that's as relevant and chillingly funny now as it was over a century ago. We're talking about Gabriela Zapolska's incredible play, The Morality of Mrs. Dulska. And you know, the opening scene alone just sets the tone perfectly. It's an instant jolt into the world of our titular character. Just picture it. It's barely dawn, still dark, and you hear these mutterings from the kitchen.
Oh, you're right. It's not just a scene, it's an entire mood. Mrs. Dulska is already up, barking orders, completely unbothered by the fact that the rest of the world, including her servants and children, might prefer to be, asleep. Cook, Hanka, time to rise. It's not a request, it's a command delivered with the force of a battering ram, and you can practically feel the chill of that early morning in the kitchen.
Exactly. And the cook's response, or rather the cook's mutterings, really paint a picture. What's that you say? Early? Your Royal Highnesses, I haven't a fraction of your constitution, and I have already risen. It's this beautiful, subtle defiance, this underlying grumble, but ultimately it's quickly shut down by Dulska. Hold your tongue, cook. This is no opportunity to air your grievances. Get a fire going. She doesn't tolerate even a hint of insubordination.
It's so telling, isn't it? It immediately establishes the power dynamic, the hierarchy. Mrs. Dulska isn't just the mistress of the house, she's the absolute ruler. And her rule is about control, order, and what she perceives as proper living. Even the way she calls out for Hanka, Hanka, come and light the stove in the salon. Do hurry up, girl. There's an urgency there, a lack of patience that's just so characteristic of her.
And it's not just the servants either. She moves on to her own children. Hiska, Mela, get up with you. You've lessons to recite, scales to practice, quickly before you rot in your beds. It's almost comical in its severity, but also there's a real insight into the kind of upbringing her daughters are receiving. It's all about discipline, duty, and not a moment wasted. No time for leisure, certainly not for rotting in bed.
Right? You can just imagine these poor girls being dragged out of their sleep for lessons and scales. It's not about their well-being or enjoyment, it's about their proper development, fitting into the societal molds Dulska deems appropriate. This opening isn't just a scene, it's a microcosm of the entire play and the social critique Zapolska is making. Mrs. Dulska isn't just a character, she's a symbol.
Absolutely. And that symbol, that term, has actually entered the Polish lexicon. Dulszczyzna, or Dulskeism. It describes a specific kind of petty bourgeois hypocrisy, a superficial morality where appearances are everything and true ethical conduct takes a back seat. Dulska is obsessed with maintaining a respectable facade, even if her actions behind closed doors are anything but.
Which is why this play, written in 1906, feels so incredibly modern. We see Dulskaism all around us, don't we? People curating their perfect lives on social media, projecting an image of success and virtue while sometimes the reality is a complete mess or even morally questionable. It's that disconnect between the public face and the private truth.
Spot on. Zapolska was a master of social commentary, often described as a Polish naturalist or realist. She wasn't afraid to shine a harsh light on the moral decay she saw in her society, particularly among the aspiring middle class in Galicia, which was then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. This opening scene isn't just about Dulska's morning routine, it's about the very foundations of her worldview.
She's a force of nature, honestly. Her energy, even if it's channeled into relentless demands, is undeniable. But it's not an energy born of genuine enthusiasm or joy. It's born of a need for control, for order, for everything to be just so. It's exhausting just reading it, let alone living in that house.
And the contrast with Hanka, the maid, is particularly poignant. Hanka is barely mentioned in this opening excerpt beyond being called to light the stove. She's virtually invisible, yet her labor is essential. She's the silent witness to Dulska's morning tirades and, implicitly, to everything else that happens in that household. Her silence speaks volumes about her position.
It really does. It highlights the vast class divide. Dulska can demand, Hanka must obey. Hanka's grievances, her very humanity, are dismissed as irrelevant. Hold your tongue, cook. This is no opportunity to air your grievances. It's the voice of authority silencing the voice of the working class. It's harsh, but it's a brutal reality that Zapolska captures so well.
And let's not forget the pacing. She paces about the stage for a while, muttering. She goes towards the first door on the right, looks in, wrings her hands, and enters the room with her candle. This isn't just dialogue, it's a physical manifestation of her restless, controlling energy. She can't sit still, can't be at peace until every single cog in her domestic machine is turning exactly as she dictates.
That pacing and hand-wringing detail is fantastic. It shows us that beneath the facade of control, there's a certain anxiety, a constant vigilance. It's not just about getting things done, it's about making sure she is the one orchestrating it all. It's her performance, her stage, and everyone else is just a supporting character.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, what it would be like to actually live under her roof, not just as a servant, but as her children. Hiska, Mela, get up with you. You've lessons to recite, scales to practice, quickly before you rot in your beds. It's a life of constant pressure, constant performance, a rigid adherence to a schedule dictated by appearances and respectability.
No room for joy, for spontaneity, for genuine childhood. It's all about becoming a proper young lady, which, in Dulska's world, means being polished, educated, and above all, obedient. It's a sad kind of inheritance to pass down, really. This play is a masterclass in dissecting the psychological toll of such an environment.
And it makes you think about how this kind of pressure, this focus on outward appearances, can warp an individual's sense of self and morality. Mrs. Dulska isn't necessarily a cartoon villain. She's a product of her time and her social conditioning. She genuinely believes she's upholding virtue, even as her actions demonstrate a profound lack of empathy or true moral depth.
That's the brilliance of Zapolska's writing. She doesn't just present a caricature, she creates a complex, albeit deeply flawed character who embodies a societal ill. Dulska is both the oppressor and, in a strange way, a victim of the very system she upholds. She's trapped in her own rigid expectations, unable to truly connect with anyone around her on an authentic level.
So, when we look at this early morning scene, it's not just a domestic tableau, it's a philosophical statement. It's the clash between individual desire and societal demands, between the private chaos and the public performance. And it's a brilliant setup for the dramatic revelations that unfold later in the play.
Exactly. The play delves much deeper into the morality part of its title, especially with the introduction of Zbyszko, Mrs. Dulska's son, and his affair with Hanka. But this opening scene, it lays the groundwork for understanding why Dulska reacts the way she does to those scandals. Her immediate concern is always about appearances and reputation.
And the fact that the play is still performed, still studied, still ignites conversations about hypocrisy and class speaks volumes. It's a testament to Zapolska's insight into human nature and social dynamics that Dulskaism continues to resonate.
It's timeless, really. We've all encountered a Mrs. Dulska in some form or another, whether it's a boss, a family member, or even a part of ourselves that's obsessed with maintaining a perfect image. The pressure to conform, to appear respectable, can be incredibly strong even today.
So, from those first muttering sounds in the kitchen to Dulska's determined pacing and candlelit entry into her daughter's room, we are immediately pulled into a world of strictures, demands, and a profound commentary on the human condition. It's a powerful and unforgettable start to a truly significant work of literature.
Definitely. If you haven't read The Morality of Mrs. Dulska or seen a performance, we highly recommend it. It's a potent reminder that what lies beneath the surface often tells a far more complex and uncomfortable truth. It's a play that makes you think long after the final curtain falls.
Absolutely. And that's all for today's deep dive into Dulska's Dawn. Join us next time on Literary Lenses for another journey into the world of words and stories.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Keep exploring those literary landscapes.